Hello.
Hi, we
Hi.
are. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Sandy Arellano, planner with Mendocino County Planning and Building Services Department. I'm calling the October 8th, 2025 Archaeological Commission meeting to order at 2:15 p.m. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge with respect the indigenous peoples on whose ancestral lands we hold this Archaeological Commission meeting and whose historical relationships with that land continue to this day. We'll get started with item number 1, roll call. Planning and Building Services is present. Museum Representative Lindsay Dick is not available today. Archaeological Representative Bill Cole.
Present.
Alternative Representative Nancy Johnson.
Present.
All right. An Industry Representative and Native Representative seat is yet to be filled. Alrighty, moving on to item number 2, Archaeological Commission Administration. The applications listed below will be reviewed by the Archaeological Commission. You are invited to view the meeting on YouTube and provide any information pertinent to these applications. If you have photographs of the site, you are encouraged to email them to the above email address by 2 p.m. today, October 8th, 2025, and that link should be on the agenda or electronic agenda. And we'll move on to item number 3. We'll begin reviewing, looks like we have a total of 4, possibly 3 items to discuss. And first is for case number CDP 2023-007. Date filed was November 22nd of 2023. Owner applicant is Elsu P. Connie A. Reefers. The request is for an administrative coastal development permit to construct a 1,080 square foot barn, a 640 square foot accessory dwelling unit with a 1,552 square foot wrapped around deck, the installation of a septic tank and grade and pave a driveway extension turnaround. The location is in the coastal zone, approximately 1.7 miles east of the Point Arena City Center and 1.5 miles east of the intersection of State Route 1 and Eureka Hill Road, located at 42501 Eureka Hill Road in Point Arena. The assessor's parcel number is 024-24118, and the staff planner is Shelby Miller. Do we have Shelby Miller present?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Shelby. We would like to, let's see, first we'd like to ask if anyone from the public is wishing to comment on this item. And it doesn't look like we have anyone from the public wishing to comment, so we'll move on to the planner.
Okay.
Hey, Shelby.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to make one thing or change something here. So on the application, they were basically saying that they wanted to construct, the barn, and then the 640 square foot, they put cottage, and when I thought what they were saying is maybe a guest cottage, but or an ADU, but it turns out there's actually no residences on the site. So just to clarify, they are trying to propose to construct a 1,080 square foot barn, a 640 square foot single family residence with the 150 or 1,552 square foot wraparound deck and septic tank and driveway and stuff. So yeah, just disregard the accessory dwelling unit part and just think of it as a single family residence. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelby. And is the applicant or agent present wishing to comment? If anyone wishes to comment, feel free to use the raise hand feature. And it doesn't look like we have anyone present. And And we can move it over to the commission to begin discussion. I can start with, it looks like the Northwest Information Center had no record of any previous cultural resources filed or any surveys filed for this location. They also indicated that the proposed project area has the possibility of containing unrecorded archaeological sites due to the proximity of known archaeological sites located in similar environments as a proposed project area. Also, given the sensitivity and lack of prior survey of the proposed project site, they recommend a survey by a qualified archaeologist be conducted. And I do have a question for the project planner, Shelby. Is the project site currently vacant?
Hi. So the project site has about 6 sheds that are just like under 120 square feet. Besides that, it's pretty undeveloped. Yeah, it's completely undeveloped. It's a huge property, and I know that there is a wetland, or sorry, not a wetland, but a stream, like pretty close to maybe the rear setback, but it's going to be roughly 500 to 600 feet away from that stream. Just an FYI. Thank you.
Thank you.
So my feeling looking at the topographic map is that it's 27 acres, and it's flat at the top and then a slope down to what looks like maybe a year-round creek. And so I think it should be surveyed.
I'd second that.
Okay, sounds like we have a motion to require a survey. We'll take a roll call. Commissioner Cole?
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Planning and Building Services, I agree, and that's a yes. So looks like we have a motion to carry 3-3 to require a survey. Okay, and we'll move on to the next item. That would be item 3B. Case number is CDP 2024-0036. Date filed is 9/4/2024. Owner applicant, which is Christopher McKay. The request is for an after-the-fact coastal development permit to legalize a 40-foot by 58-foot, which totals 2,784 square feet, barn structure utilized for tractor storage. The location is approximately 3.1 miles southeast of Point Arena Town Center at the corner of State Route 1 and Bill Owens Road, which is a private road. The physical address is 48,000 Bill Owens Road in Point Arena, and the parcel number is 027-43303, and the staff planner is Jamie Henry. And I'd like to check in with anyone from the public wishing to comment on this item. Feel free to use the raise hand feature. And it doesn't look like we have anyone available. Staff planner Jamie Henry, do you have any comments to add?
Yes, I just want to point out that although this is after the fact, it was built on top of a existing driveway area, so the land was disturbed prior to him building this this structure. So that is something that is a factor with this building, that the land was already disturbed, and it is disturbed around it as well because the existing driveway continues around the building itself. But that's all that I have to contribute.
Okay, great. And do we have the applicant or agent present to comment? Okay, we'll move it over to, or bring it over to the commission for discussion.
What does Northwest say?
So they responded through a referral, indicating no records of any previous cultural resources or studies are on file, and they Given the similarity of one or more of these environmental factors, coupled with the proximity of known archaeological sites located in the vicinity of a proposed project area, a field study by a qualified professional is recommended.
Okay.
So what I see when I look at the map is that it's very flat and that the beach, it's not on a cliff. It looks like, at least at low tide, it's a very accessible coastline. So it seems like it would be very desirable for people to access for resources.
Yeah. I'd recommend a survey.
Okay, sounds like we have a motion to require a survey for this project, CDP 2024-0036. Motion by Commissioner Johnson and second by Commissioner Cole. Do a roll call. Commissioner Cole?
Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
And staff agrees, yes. We have a motion to carry survey required for this project. Okay, and moving on to case 3C is actually, we have a minor error that we don't have an item for 3C, so we'll move on to item 3D.
Oh, okay.
Skipped a letter there. The new project. Okay.
So 16?
It would be
it's
16, yes. So we have case number CDP 2025-0016. The date filed is 7/14 of 2025. The owner is the Harrell Pitters Family Trust. The applicant is Eric Harrell and Liz Pitters. Apologize if I pronounced that wrong. The request is a coastal development permit to construct a 303 square foot addition, interior improvements, remove and replace a deck with a larger deck, exterior lighting, replace siding, windows and doors, and add windows to an existing single-family residence. Siding would also be replaced on an existing detached shed. The location is in the coastal zone on the west side of Hilma Circle, County Road 558, approximately 500 feet south of its intersection with South Casper Drive. That is County Road 540. The location is 14140 Hilma Circle in Mendocino. The assessor's parcel number is 118-35007, and the staff planner is Liam Crowley, which is, see, he is present. Before we ask the staff planner for comments, is there any member from the community wishing to speak on this project? And it doesn't look like we have anyone. Liam? Any comments?
Yes, hi everyone, this is Liam from Planning and Building. I did just want to bring up that the applicant earlier today submitted a couple photos of some flagged off areas on the property where the additions will take place. So I was hoping to just share my screen and show those really quickly here.
Sure, thank you.
Hopefully you all can see that. So this photo here is just showing where that approximately 300 square foot addition is. You can see the area flagged off in yellow here. And if I scroll down, we can also see where the new deck is going to extend out to. And the deck replacement and the addition cover the ground disturbance that's happening with this project. I think pretty much everything else is either occurring internally or directly on the existing residence, like replacing siding. So that's all I wanted to share, and I'm available for any questions. Thanks. And I also will say I do see the applicants here, so I think Eric and Liz, if you're planning to have any comments, you can use the raise hand feature on Zoom to indicate. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Liam. Do we have a applicant or agent Wishing to comment on this? Okay, we have a raised hand. Go ahead. Hi there. Can you hear us okay? We're not able to hear you, and it doesn't look like you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the commissioner's time. Yes, we just sent in those pictures so that you would see an idea of where it is related to the existing residence. And so that was all, so just to provide the additional information for the commissioners. And thank you for that.
Thank you. Doesn't look like we have any additional hands raised, and we'll bring it back to the commission for comment. I'd like to begin by sharing Northwest Information Center's response. They have no records of any previous cultural resources or studies conducted at the site. They also indicated that the proposed project area is adjacent to and may contain portions of a recorded archaeological site. It is recommended that a qualified professional archaeologist assess whether this previous recorded resource extends into the proposed project parcel, to update the condition of this site on the Office of Historical Preservation and Resources, to record the forms, assess the potential impacts of the proposed project activities on this resource, and project specific recommendations as warranted.
So my understanding that the ground disturbance is just involves the deck, it doesn't involve foundation?
Liam, would you like to reply to that? Go ahead.
Yeah, in addition to replacing the deck, there's also a 300 square foot addition. And I believe that would have some sort of foundation, but the applicants can correct me if I'm wrong on
Okay, I did notice some extremely black soil just beyond extension. But is that extension that was taped off, is that the deck or the foundation?
Liam, would you mind sharing again the pictures, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
So this here is showing where the deck is going to be. And then the picture before is the addition.
Can you show the foundation area?
Yeah. So
Oh,
right
there it is. Okay. So this is in the back side of the house?
Correct. Yeah, it's on the north side of the house, and it's within kind of an existing fenced area.
And then how far away from the beach is this?
Gosh, I think it's maybe half a mile or so. I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah,
But we can pull up the map if need be. But it looks like the applicants have their hands raised.
Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's about a quarter mile to the coast from this house, from the residence.
Okay. Thank you. Can you read the Northwest Information Center's comments again about the site?
Sure. No previous records or studies conducted at the site, and their recommendations is the proposed project area is adjacent to and may contain portions of a recorded archaeological site. And they provide a page and section number. It is recommended that a qualified professional archaeologist assess whether this previous recorded resource extends into the proposed project parcel, and to update the condition of the site on the Historical Preservation DPR 523 resource recordation forms, assess potential impacts of the proposed project activities on this resource, and provide projects specific recommendations as warranted.
Okay, so what I would recommend is not a whole entire survey of the property, but to figure out where that site is and if it extends into a planned area of building. That would, that's a very specific recommendation, just to assess how far or whether it does or doesn't extend into that property, the site that's adjacent to the property. And I'm just basing this on that photo with some extremely black soil. And then I got alerted after thinking about the black soil by the fact that the information center says there's a site in the adjacent property that may extend. So I think we have a responsibility to figure out whether it extends or not. And so as far as a survey, we would just ask an archaeologist to assess whether that site extends into that property or not, and whether and where in terms of especially in terms of the foundation. I'm not so worried about the deck because I am the foundation. Although the deck is where the black soil I saw.
I have a
It can
question.
be
Size.
black and not mean it's cultural, but anyway.
How big is that?
That's my
How big is
thoughts.
40,000 square feet in terms of acreage?
40,000.
It's a little bit under 1 acre.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, yeah, it would be nice to know what kind of site is adjacent to property. They don't tell us that. The landowner can't get the other property's site records, so you do need archaeologists. But anyway, I would vote for having an archaeologist figure out where that site is in relationship to this project. That's my
Johnson?
recommendation.
I agree.
Okay, so I will make a motion, or Commissioner Bill Cool, to request a survey be conducted at the site of the addition, not the deck, but the addition, and to verify as per the Northwest Information Center's recommendations. And Commissioner Cool seconds.
It might, I mean, if it does extend, we don't know if it's going to extend to the deck area or the foundation area, but we do need to know if it extends into the property. That's the question.
And should this be brought back for a survey review?
Yeah.
Once they conduct this, okay. So I'll go ahead and take a roll call. Commissioner Cole? Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Planning and Building Services agrees. Motion to carry. Recommend a survey be conducted in the area of the addition to the home, and the recommendations of NWIC be are recommended and to be followed. And that is to verify the proximity of the resources as they conduct stated in their recommendation report. All right. We'll move on to, looks like that'll be case, or item 3E, case number CDP 2025-0017. The date filed is 7/22/2025. We have the owners, David Ashcraft and Melinda Mortensen. The agent is Sarah Bradley with Dark Gulch LLC. The request is a standard coastal development permit to allow the construction of a new 1,105 square foot single family residence, a 440 square foot detached garage, up to 1,000 square feet of decks, installation of a septic system, the addition of a pump to serve an existing well, grading and vegetation removal as needed for construction of the foundation and improvements to the driveway, and graveling of the existing driveway, and installation of a culvert at its connection with the county road. The project is proposed in 2 phases, with construction of the residence, septic, well, and driveway improvements occurring during phase 1 and the construction of the garage in phase 2. The location is in the coastal zone, approximately 1.3 miles northwest of Gualala, on the east side of Iverson Lane, County Road 532, opposite its intersection with Iverson Court, County Road 533, at 46800 Iverson Lane in Gualala. The assessor's parcel number is 142-01047, and the staff planner is Russell Ford, who is not available today. However, he did indicate that a representative or agent would be present. That being said, I will ask if the agent or applicant is present and wishes to comment. Looks like we have Sarah. Sarah, you'd like to go ahead and unmute? Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
I apologize for any background noise. I'm currently on a job site.
No worries. Go ahead.
I am the agent for the project. I also was the one who did the biological survey of the entire parcel, as well as the owner's neighboring parcel. So they do plan on at the Northwest Information Center indicates that it's a 2,500 plus square foot house, which is incorrect. It is 1,105 square feet. And Northwest Information Center also indicates that there's been no surveys in that area. However, I did a query with Russ Ford and found that a survey had been required as part of CDP 2016-0019 at a parcel within a quarter of a mile. So, happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Sarah.
What does Northwest say?
If I may, it looks like they, as Sarah mentioned, they responded to a referral that the office does not have any cultural resources or studies by a professional archaeologist or an architectural historian for the proposed project area, and they have recommendations stating that Native American resources in this part of Mendocino County have been found on coastal terraces, ridges, mid-slope benches, and in valleys. Sites have also been found near intermittent and perennial watercourses and near areas populated by oak, buckeye, manzanita, and pine, as well as near a variety of plant and animal resources. The proposed project area is located on a flat coastal terrace situated less than a mile between Hearn Gulch and Walker Gulch and approximately half a mile east of the Pacific Ocean. The proposed project area has the possibility of containing unrecorded archaeological sites due to the proximity of known archaeological sites located in similar environments as the proposed project area. Given the sensitivity and lack of prior survey of the proposed project area, we therefore recommend that a qualified archaeologist conduct further archival and field studies of the entire project parcel to identify cultural resources.
What, is there any chance of seeing a topographic map with the property on it?
I'm not sure how you.
I'm not able to share screen. At this time, we are not, Bill, but we can, both Nancy and I can take a look at the maps.
Well, the land's very flat. It's a 40-foot contour, and it's just one line through it. It's in between a intermittent creek and a full creek, and that looks like it's about 500 feet from the intermittent creek and maybe 600 or 700 feet from the full-time creek. And it's closer to the coast, the cliffs.
I mentioned about half a mile.
Looks closer than that to me on here, but.
Okay, so it's it's north, where is it again? It's north of Gualala, west of Highway 1.
It looks like it's almost on Highway 1.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's in Gualala.
And it would be it's east of Highway 1, but it is,
Oh, it's east of
abuts,
Highway.
yes.
And how far from Gualala?
Oh,
From the town?
Yeah,
That would be, let's see,
Let's see, Gualala.
it's 8.3 miles northwest of Gualala on the east side of Iverson Lane, opposite of its intersection with Iverson Court.
okay.
So it's about 8.3 miles northwest of Gualala.
And how far from the ocean?
And we mentioned it's about a half mile away, but for mapping, it appears a lot closer.
450 feet, maybe? Less than that? Maybe 300 feet?
Well,
It's like
I mean,
planner. I'm sorry,
from my
go ahead.
own surveys, I know that there are a lot of sites in the area. There's a lot of historic stuff as well. So I don't know, I'm kind of prone to wanting a survey.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to the other board members.
Thank you, Bill. And we have planner Liam wishing to speak. Go ahead.
Hi, yeah, this is Liam. Sorry, I was just gonna say, I have the ability to share here, so if y'all need me to pull up any maps, I can do that.
Thank you, Liam. Bill, would you like to see a visual of the map?
Oh, yeah, sure, if you can. I mean, back in the day, we used to do that all the time, so I don't know what's changed there in the office, but.
The staff planner wasn't available today, but Liam offered to share screen. That's great. Thanks, Liam.
Oh, yeah.
Do you need the,
Okay.
oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, we better survey it. Yeah, I know that area.
Okay,
Anyone wishing to second?
second.
We have a motion to require a survey for this project, and that is CDP 2025-0017. And we'll go on to roll call. Commissioner Cole.
Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Planning and Building Services agree. Motion carries to require a survey for project CDP 2025-0017. Okay, we'll move on to the following item, and this would be for item 3F, and that's CDP R 2025-0001. Date filed is 7/7 of 2025. Owner is Uyghur Interest Ltd. and Craig Blenko. Applicant is Craig Blenko and Lisa Uyghur. The request is renewal of coastal development permit CDP 56-2007, which authorized construction of a 3,176-foot single-family residence and a 840 square foot attached garage. Associated development includes a trash/generator enclosure, patio, trellis, landings, steps, walkways, exterior lighting, utility extensions, underground propane tank, and connection to community water, sewage, electric, telephone, and cable. There are no changes to the original request. The renewal would extend the expiration date of 1 year. The location is in the coastal zone, more or less 2 miles south of Fort Bragg on the west side of South Casper Drive. That's County Road 540, approximately a quarter mile west of its intersection with Point Cabrillo Drive. That's County Road 564. Location is 45551 South Casper Drive in Casper, and the assessor's parcel number is 118-38005. Staff planner is Liam Crowley, and it looks like we received, or the commission received, a request to continue this item to the next meeting of November 12th. And we have Liam present, if you wish to speak on this.
Sure, yeah. So the turns out there was a prior survey that may or may not have included this property, and so the property owner was trying to get a copy of that from the Northwest Information Center to provide to all of us. but it's just taking them a little longer than expected. So they were hoping to continue this to the next meeting to have a little more time to try and get a copy of that survey.
Thank you, Liam. I'll make a motion to accept the continuation request to the next meeting. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Great. So we have a motion to continue this item 3F, case number CDPR 2025-001 to the following meeting of November 12th.
So my question is this just going to be the report that Information Center sent out in August of this year said there was no study, but the previous one that's dated 2007 said there is a study and it covered 100% of the project area. So I'm just trying to figure out if the Information Center is just going to kind of rubber stamp what they just did, or if they're going to actually look a little harder. I mean, is the request going to be that we have a discrepancy and that they need to try and resolve this? I mean, that's my concern, is that why didn't they find it before? I mean, they should. It's the same office.
All right. And Liam.
Yeah, if I may, this is Liam. So I did reach out to NWIC about this, and they basically explained that back in 2007, when they originally got this permit, they hadn't used GIS to map out exactly where an archaeologist had done field work. And so even though that prior survey included this parcel, apparently the archaeologist didn't actually do field work on that property. And so now that it's all been digitized, when it got referred back to them this time around, they said that there was no previous record because, again, the archaeologist hadn't actually done field work. And so I think the property owner was trying to get 100% confirmation on that by actually getting a copy of the survey to see exactly where the property owner, exactly where the archaeologist did their work. Because I believe the older survey was part of a project that was done by the sewer district, which covers many different properties.
But thank you. That would explain. I mean, that answers my question, is that somebody actually verbally talked to them about the discrepancy.
Thank you, Liam. I will make a motion and take a vote again to continue this project to the next meeting of November 12th. And we'll go ahead with roll call. Commissioner Cole?
Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
And staff agrees. So we will continue this item, CDPR 2025-001, for the November 12th meeting. Thank you. Okay, we'll be moving on to item 4, review of surveys. And we have the first item, 4A, which is case number CDP 2024-0046. The date filed is December 16th of 2024. Owner applicant is Curtis and Pamela Hebel. The request is a standard coastal development permit to construct a 580 square foot addition to the existing 1,312 square foot single family residence, an 1,800 square foot detached metal storage building, the placement of 2 cargo shipping containers, and connection to the existing driveway and utilities. The location is in the coastal zone, approximately 3.75 miles north of the city of Fort Bragg, on the west side of Ward Avenue in Fort Bragg, and that's County Road 425B, approximately 325 feet west of its intersection of State Route Highway 1, located at 24500 Ward Avenue in Fort Bragg, and the assessor's parcel number is 069-291-33. The staff planner is Jesse Waldman. And I will open up any comments from members of the public wishing to comment on this item. And it doesn't look like we have anyone from the public wishing to comment on this item? Staff planner Jessie Waldman, it looks like she's available. Would you like to add additional comments, Jessie? Go ahead. You're muted.
Staff is available should you have any questions.
Thank you. And on this item, it looks like the archaeological report was prepared by Commissioner Cole. For the record, Commissioner
Right.
Cole, would you please recuse yourself? And you can
Yes,
available for any questions.
I excuse myself.
Thank you. Okay, we'll bring it back to the commission.
So the report indicates that no prehistoric evidence of any shell or bone, chert, soil changes indicating a midden. Nothing like that was noticed. It had some structures, but they weren't considered to be old enough to, so it's a negative finding.
My notes agree. It doesn't look like we have any findings at the site. And in this, we can make a motion to accept the survey as presented
With a discovery clause.
with the discovery clause. Okay. And I'll make the motion. Anyone second? Okay, and the motion carries, or actually I need to take a roll call. So make a motion to pass, or to accept the survey as presented, and this is for case number CDP 2024-0046, motion by staff and second by Commissioner Johnson. Roll call to Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
and Planning and Staff Services agrees. Motion carries to accept the survey as presented. So we'll move on to item 4D, and this is for coastal development permit 2025-0005. The date filed is February 28th of 2025. Owner applicant is Stephen and Judith Abbott. The agent is Donna Rose Design, and the request is a standard coastal development permit to construct a 2,504 square foot single family residence with a 1,009 square foot garage, a 6-foot wooden fence at south property line, install a septic system, a gravel driveway, install a culvert for drainage at driveway approach, and install a temporary travel trailer for construction support. The location is in the coastal zone, approximately 3 miles south of the Fort Bragg Town Center, 1,790 square feet west of the Sunset Way and Ocean Drive intersection. The location is 34501 Sunset Way in Fort Bragg, and the assessor's parcel number is 017-06013, and the staff planner is Shelby Miller. I'd like to open this to any members of the public wishing to comment on this item. And I don't see any hands raised. Staff planner Shelby Miller, would you wish to add any comments?
Hello, Shelby Miller here. I don't have any comments, but I am open for questions if need be. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelby. Is the applicant or agent present wishing to comment on this item? And it doesn't appear so. We'll bring it to the, I also wish to add that for this survey, it was prepared by Commissioner Cole. And for the record, if he would please recuse himself from the discussion.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. We'll bring it to the commission for comments.
So the report indicates that there were no prehistoric, trying to find the words, but nothing was found that was prehistoric cultural. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not missing information about historic, but, let's see. This is the summary. And I'd like to compliment the extensive ground disturbance that was checked for whether there was anything subsurface, including screening. Very, very intensely done. Complete lack of any signs of a pre or post indigenous occupation. And I don't see anything about structures, so I'm assuming that there were none. So I accept that survey.
My notes agree. Negative findings of any archaeological resources. Okay, sounds like we have a motion to accept the survey as presented.
With the discovery clause.
With the discovery clause be applied to the conditions of approval. And I'll second that motion. Do a roll call. Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
And staff agrees. Motion carries to accept the survey as presented for Coastal Development Permit 2025-0005. Okay, thank you. We will move on to case, or item 4C. This is for case number CDP 2025-0006. Date filed is 3/4 of 2025. Owner is California State Parks. Applicant is Brian Dewey, Assistant Deputy Director. And agent on file is Joel Bonilla, Environmental Coordinator. And the request is a coastal development permit to remove an existing failed bridge across Little River with a new prefabricated bridge and perform habitat restoration at Van Dam State Park. The location is in the coastal zone, 0.3 miles north of Little River on the east side of State Route 1 in Van Dam State Park, located at 8001 North Highway 1, and the assessor's parcel number is 121-09001. Staff planner is Liam Crawley. And I'd like to open this up to any members of the public wishing to comment on this. And it looks like we have Valerie. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
This is Valerie Stanley, the TIPO for the Sherwood Valley Tribe. On this project, we have asked state parks. They haven't gotten back to us yet. Although this bridge is being replaced, we always look at the portions of the bridges where they touch the land. And we want to know on both ends if there are any cultural sites, and we're kind of waiting on that. We haven't responded because there could be, and if there is, we're going to request monitoring. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. And do we have the planner coordinator on wishing to comment on this, which is Liam?
Yeah, hi again, this is Liam. Just real quick, the survey results were negative. The actual bridge itself was built in 1951, so they evaluated that in the report, and they found that it wasn't eligible for being listed in the register. But that's all I got, and I'm available for questions.
So the field investigation, they said it was surveyed in July of 2023 by state archaeologist Jay Baker. The shoulders of the existing roadway were inspected on foot, effectively covering a 15-meter corridor on either side of the road and bridge. Extra attention was paid to the cut banks on either side of Little River, areas of exposed rock outcrops, and areas that appeared to retain landscape integrity. No archaeological resources or buried soils with the potential for archaeological materials were observed in the APE. Is that, I'm not sure what APE stands for. Is that the
Area of potential effect.
Yeah, thank you. The only thing they identified was the failing 1951 concrete bridge. So, would the discovery clause cover the concern of the Native American community? I think it would. Did they see anything?
Liam, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'd also just add that if there's further correspondence between state parks and Sherwood Valley, and there is a request for monitoring, then we might be able to work that into the conditions of the permit anyway, even after the Archaeological Commission meets.
Well, I think if Valerie is requesting a monitor present, even though it was surveyed, I think that's something we need to discuss, and I would support that.
Okay, looks like Valerie wishes to comment. Go ahead, Valerie.
Well, that was part of what we are looking for, you know, to see what's done. What Nancy, what you just read, we don't get that. So that does answer
Oh,
most of
you
our,
didn't, you didn't see that part of the report? Okay.
They don't get the.
we don't get those.
Oh,
And then the other thing, what we are gonna still ask state parks is, we want to know where they're disposing of the bridge and how. Because sometimes, you know, who knows where they're put, and it could be put on top of a cultural site. So that's just our question as the tribe. As far as monitoring, if it moves along, I don't believe we'll need to monitor. We'll just watch it as the project happens.
Let's see.
Lower your hand.
Commissioner Cole?
Yeah, maybe we could, let's ask state parks where they, what their demolition remains, where will they put those? And is that an area that has been surveyed? It's something we should ask them, I guess. I mean, it's state law for them to communicate and consult with Sherwood Valley Band of Pomo, and that applies to us as well. So part of the consultation, the concern is where are they dumping this stuff? So that's something we need, we need information from state parks.
Liam, would you like to reply or add additional comments?
No, I don't have anything. I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't think that's listed anywhere in the application as to where they're disposing. So we have to reach out to them and ask.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we should make it part of our decision and consultation is a request indicating whether or not the area of disposal has been surveyed. That's our request from the Archaeological Commission.
Commissioner Cole, should we propose to continue this item to bring back at a later date or following meeting after we, or the planner obtains a response from state parks in regards to the debris placement?
I don't know if we need to continue it. I think maybe it needs to be, you know, I need help here. Maybe it needs to be part of our recommendation. We accept the survey, and one of our concerns is that the area of what would you call it? The area of refuse that they have chosen, we assume that's been surveyed, and we'd like clarification.
And I have a question for Liam, and Valerie, we'll get to you here shortly. Liam, is there indication of where the residuals were going to be placed? Was it going to be on site? Because my understanding is once the discretionary permit clears, they need to apply for a building permit for the demolition.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. I don't remember seeing anything in the application materials that indicated where they were planning to take everything once it's been removed or dump it. So again, I'd have to reach out to state parks and get more information from them about that.
So that's part of our agreement to approve this, is that we find out whether or not the dump site has been surveyed. That should be part of our recommendations.
Should it be on site? Okay, and I will go ahead and open it up to Valerie. It looks like she had her hand raised.
Cool.
Go ahead, Valerie.
There we go. So, I just wanted to bring this up because the method of demolition, but I didn't know that they had to do something after that. But I'll talk to Liam about that later. But let's say that they're gonna, I don't know, somehow make it so there's particulate matter in the air. That's always concerning to us because a lot of cultural resources that we use, and we do get some in Van Dam, it's that dust. A lot of our things we do is in our mouths. I don't want to be sucking down old cement or whatever's in there. So that was part of why we have that concern where it's going, and what they're going to do with it. I can't say state parks does that, but other places they'll break things up and put it along the banks of the creek. I mean, that doesn't solve the problem. We're talking really old stuff that could be very toxic. So that's kind of where we're coming from. But I will get a hold of Liam later. And thank you so much for considering this. It's important to me.
Thank you, Valerie. Another comment I'd like to add to this concern is also during a building permit for the demolition of the bridge will require the approval of air quality, the county's air quality control district. And that's something that I believe they review and consider, as well as the best management practices for the debris and the removal and the location of where it will be done.
Oh, sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we have Amy Wynn wishing to comment. Go ahead, Amy.
Hi, Amy Wynn with Wynn Coastal Planning and Biology. I'm just commenting as a member of the public because I don't know this project at all, but I'm wondering if the recommendation might say if the material is not going into a recognized landfill, then the state parks will need to specify where it's going and if that area has been surveyed, or further coordinate with Sherwood Valley on its ultimate disposition. If they're gonna, I don't know if it sounds like the bridge is pretty punky. Again, I don't know anything about this project, but if there are materials that could be reused, I would imagine in state parks they're not going to want to have that in an area where the public is walking around. So I'm just guessing that state parks probably has like a relatively hidden sort of materials yard.
Yeah.
So just things for consideration if there's a way to move this forward with a recommendation that kind of takes, like, if it's going into a landfill, then we don't, they wouldn't need any further consultation. But if it's going into, they should perhaps consult with Sherwood Valley about disposition and potential need to survey the disposition site.
Yeah.
I don't know, making it up. I'm just.
No, that's great. Thank you, Amy. That's very good wording.
Thanks.
Thank you, Amy. Do we have any additional comments from the commission? Remember, looks like Planner Liam.
Yeah, just one small thing to add. I was looking through the application materials to see if I could find any mention of the disposal, and there's just a couple sentences here that say demolition of the existing bridge would take place after the proposed bridge is in service. Demolished materials would be placed in staging areas or loaded directly onto trucks and removed from the project site and disposed of properly. So I don't know if that helps at all, but that's what I thought.
And I'd like to add something. Mark Kleiser, senior planner here. If the items are going to be carried to a site in the coastal zone, it might require a coastal development permit just to dump those there. So at the time of removal, we'll be able to assess where it's going and determine if further permitting is required.
Any additional comments in the room or online? Okay, it doesn't appear we have anyone wishing to speak on this. I'd like to motion to accept the survey presented, and if the commissioners agree, we can add a condition in regards to the remains of the bridge to be disposed of as best management practices. And it sounded like the applicants can reach out to Valerie in regards to any possible monitoring.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anyone second?
Second.
Thank you. A motion carries to accept the survey as presented for case number CDP 2025-0008. And I'll go ahead and do a roll call. And we have Commissioner Cole,
Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
and staff agrees. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we'll move on to item 4D. This is for case number CDP 2025-0013. They filed 6/12 of 2025. The owner is Camp Huckleberry LLC. Applicant is Camp Huckleberry LLC, and it's attention John and Deb Catherton. We have agent Wynn Coastal Planning and Biology, Amy Wynn, and the request is a standard coastal development permit to construct a 639 square foot guest cottage, a 1,604 square foot garage/workshop, relocate an existing Airstream travel trailer, a secondary driveway to the garage/workshop, and install septic system to serve the proposed structures and connect to the utilities. The location is in the coastal zone, approximately 2.5 miles east of the Point Arena City Center, 0.3 miles west of the Eureka Hill Road and 10 Mile Road intersection, located at 41300 Eureka Hill Road in Point Arena. The assessor parcel numbers are 027-261-01 and 027-257-17 and 18. And the staff planner is Shelby Miller. And I'd like to open this up to any member of the public wishing to comment on this project. And it doesn't appear we have someone. Oh, we have Amy.
Just when it's appropriate, I'd like to make a couple of comments.
Of course, thank you. Staff planner Shelby Miller, do you have any comments to add?
Hello, I have no comments, but I am open for questions. And of course, the agent, Amy Wynn, is here, who is also really good with answering questions as well. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelby. Okay, and we will open this up to the project agent, Amy Wynn. Go ahead.
Super. Thank you very much, Archaeological Commissioners. I sent, so Thad Van Buren did his archaeological survey when the Capertons first bought the property, and that survey should be in the Archaeological Commissioner's hands. The field methods were discussed on the PDF page 8 and 9, so that's report page 5 and 6. And there were a couple of resources found, and the one resource that Thad Van Buren was most concerned with, he said, we don't need to do any further study of the potential sensitivity of that resource as long as we weren't doing any work in that area. And our project does avoid that area. So I sent to, I believe that hopefully it's in the commissioner's hands, but I annotated our site plan in yellow with the proposed project components. And our site plan includes the environmentally sensitive area that we will be avoiding by, looks like we'll be avoiding by at least like 45 feet. And that's a modern era resource. And what was my other, included in location map, but actually Thad's topo map in his report is actually easier to read as far as topography goes. And then I also annotated or color coded and annotated his map of the resource that is, that we're going to be 45 feet away. That should be in the email that I sent to the staff for the commissioners to review. And I've described what those things are. So we would like to request that the Archaeological Commission accept Thad's survey and as usual, recommend the discovery clause. And I've, am available for questions as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy.
I'd make a motion that we accept the survey with recommendations.
I'm just a little confused where site C1, is that the resource you're talking about avoiding? What he calls site C1?
Yes, that is the resource we're talking about avoiding. And that's the annotated, that's what I color coded of Thad's.
I don't know if I have a color coded. I see several maps with the property boundaries, and I see one that has a dot in the kind of upper right corner that's irregular. Is that C1 right there? I'm just not sure.
Yeah, I think so. Do I probably can't share.
Can't you share? Amy, we're gonna see if we can, if you have
Sorry.
Okay.
you can go ahead and share.
Okay.
Or if Shelby's ready to share.
I got an email when you guys were talking. So what maps? I think Amy's gonna do it actually. Thank you.
Sure, you bet. So since this is a public meeting, I'm just gonna share our annotated site plan. And I don't know how to, I know I can't share my screen that shows the exact resource, but this crisscross hatch is C1 on the property, and our proposed project is this yellow area with the trailer being relocated here, with the guest cottage here. These straight lines are utility connections, and then the workshop is down here with the driveway. And the other stuff that has, these are biological resources. These are the ones with the 50 and 100 foot buffers, but we'll be about 45 feet away from this resource. And so that is C1, and I would, let's see, if I click to Thad's report, then I will be sharing something publicly that I know I can't share, but he does have a map within his report that describing the specific, it's a historic era to modern era resource in this part of the property.
Thank you, Amy. I think that this is great. The map you shared is pretty straightforward and very, it's a good visual resource.
Thank you.
Any additional comments in the room or from members of the public?
So no one isolated prehistoric find and then avoid the C1.
Mm-hmm. And the isolated was on the south side of Eureka Hill Road. And that had, it seemed like that, well, I'm not an archaeologist, so I totally defer to you guys, but it seemed like that had pretty good survey coverage. And especially, when he found something, he, certainly drilled down to, no pun intended, not drilled down, but he increased his survey protocol. I don't know if that's the right way to characterize.
He's an excellent archaeologist, one of the best.
Cool.
Okay,
So accept the survey with a discovery clause, I got it.
okay. And it looks like Commissioner Cole had previously motioned and second by Commissioner Johnson to accept the survey as presented and the discovery clause. And we talked about the
And avoidance.
avoidance of the sections as recommended by the report for Shelby. Okay,
That's what he's calling.
I'll make a motion to accept the survey as mentioned, and we'll take a roll call. Commissioner Cole?
Affirmative.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
And staff planner agrees. So motion carries to accept the survey as presented. Add the discovery clause as well as the recommendations by the archaeological survey for coastal development permit 2025-0013.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you, Amy. Okay, at this time, we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. And it's 3:26, so we'll be back right around 3:31.
I have a question.
Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
I have to leave. Is that going to cause the commission to shut down?
Um,
As long as you're just approving it.
Yeah,
if we're approving it, looks like the applicants are here in our lobby, so we were gonna just welcome them in. But it can be a shorter, or if you need to excuse yourself, Commissioner Cole, you may as well.
yeah, but I don't want to leave you without a quorum.
Based on, let's see, if it's gonna be dependent on whether items were found or not,
No,
and it doesn't look like they were. But there's also a possibility that the survey was not conducted as it should have been. It looks like this is a very large parcel, and the area surveyed was of one of the 3 parcels. And the applicants and possible archaeologists may be wishing to speak on that.
So what
It's
I'm-
Mark Kleiser, senior planner. Bill, if there's any chance that you can stay, that would be great. You can give us 2 minutes to bring in the agents and applicants.
Yeah, I just don't want to cause a lack of quorum.
That may be the case.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, we'll go get the applicants right now.
I'll stay on.
All right, thank you, Bill. We'll recess for 5 minutes. Thank you.
Who is the?
They're back here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we can. We can accept it, but I don't know if we can not accept without a vote. Oh. is
I'm
anyone-
trying to remember.
Oh, I was trying to get the slide on.
Yeah.
I'm muted, right? I'm muted?
It should be. Okay.
We'll have to explain this one to Bill, because I don't think he's seen it.
Are you guys accepting anyone else? We have like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, so.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Hi.
We're ready to start. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, alrighty. So we are back to October 8th Archaeological Commission after this short break, and we will continue on with item 4E. This is for case number GP 2024-0002. Date filed is 10/10 of 2024. The owner is Feliz Creek Vineyard LLC. Applicant is Stephen Amato. And agent is Jim Ronco. The request is a general plan amendment and rezone to change the land use classification of 3 parcels from rangeland RL 160 to agricultural Ag 40. The location is approximately 3 miles northwest of the Hopland Town Center, 1.5 miles northwest of the intersection of Feliz Creek Road, that is County Road 109 and County Road 110, located at 3557, 3565, and 3563 Feliz Creek Road. The assessor parcel numbers are 047 080 11, 047 080 22, 047 080 27, and 047 05031. Staff planner is Shelby Miller, and I will open this up to the any member of the public wishing to comment on this project. And I don't see anyone online or in the room. And I'll open this up to the staff planner, Shelby Miller. Do you have any comments you'd like to add, Shelby?
Hello, this is Shelby Miller, staff planner for this general plan amendment and rezone. I just wanted to make note that enclosed in the packet for this hearing, there are 2 archaeological surveys that have been conducted. One of them was prepared in 2012, and the other one was prepared just recently in 2025. And yes, I'm open for any questions. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you. That was what was. So the 2012 was just the where the dams were located. Is that right?
Yes.
And then the more recent one is within the outlines of the parcels on the map, so it's much larger. Is that right?
I am not too sure on that one. I'm pretty I would actually like to have the applicants provide greater detail of that, because currently on the archaeological survey that was prepared on August 26th of 2025 by Eileen Barrow and Associates, where does it say, like the project study area location on page 3, it just says that the surveying took place on just one parcel, so I'm not really sure if it was all 3, but right now on page 3 it says the study area consists of 2 locations totaling approximately of 1 acre, a portion of the property located at 3565 Feliz Creek Road. And then it has an APN of 047-08027, which I would like to say that I think that is the older APN. There was a recent boundary line adjustment that changed some of the APNs within this property. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted clarification on that, maybe from the applicant, if they had any.
And we do have, it's like the agent, applicant, or owners present in the room. Would you like to comment?
Yeah, well,
Would you mind identifying yourself for the record?
my name's Jeremy Ronco, agent. We could not find a biologist to study this entire parcel, or an archaeologist to study this entire parcel. It's too big. We couldn't find anybody who would do the job. So we shrunk the area because we shrunk it to the area that you had designated on your Fish and Wildlife permit, correct? Because the committee was concerned about the possible cultivation of cannabis, and that was the whole thing that triggered this, is that he could potentially grow cannabis if he went to Ag 40 versus rangeland, which he can't grow that on. And not being able to find an archaeologist to study the entire, 80 acres or whatever, we concentrated on what the committee was concerned about, and that's what she studied.
We do have the survey available.
So what's the total acreage that's being changed from range to agriculture?
Shelby, would you be available to answer that?
Yes, I'm pretty sure, wait, let me do oh, hold on. I'm in our commission, sorry. So much is getting in my office. Let me do calculations here. So it is 16 plus roughly 9 plus 8, approximately 108 acres. You know what? I should show screen though, because a good amount of the property has been developed with vineyards and residences. So let me share. So this is from a recent boundary line adjustment. Just to note that this parcel, this larger parcel 3, is not a part of the project that's proposed today. But parcel 1 here, and then parcel 2, this stuff is. And parcel 4 over here too.
So the maps that we have with the report are not accurate.
Let's see.
Because they show the entire area. They don't show it cut off at the creek.
Yeah, so what happened was, when the applicants applied for this general plan amendment / rezone, they were also going through the process of a boundary line adjustment. So what has happened is that
that boundary line adjustment was completed before the application was submitted.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't think it was finalized until.
Yes, it was.
Okay. But, I mean, I'm just saying as well that boundary line adjustment has changed property boundaries is why, yeah. And also, our mapping software is essentially updated when the assessor's office updates their boundary, like their configurations of boundaries. So a lot of the times our mapping system does not match what actual property boundaries are, which is quite unfortunate, but that's none of our control.
I have a comment. If it appears that this item was continued for today, during the first ARC meeting where this was discussed and the survey was required, was there indication on if it had to be the entire site? The survey be conducted?
I do not remember.
I'm actually looking at the project action sheet from that meeting. It was in April 9th, and it looks like the project continued to back then in May, so the applicant can have a survey done, and there was a motion by staff, and second by the Commission Cole, that there's no clarification on what area, what size, or which parcel.
Yeah, well, I would assume it should be for the entire project site, given that, actually, you know what, I think it might have, I can re-look if we want to do a pause and re-look at it. But I think what was recommended was that since like there's already development, they didn't have to survey that part, but they would have to survey the undeveloped part, I think, but I think we should re-look.
Okay,
Well,
go ahead, Shelby. It sounded like Commissioner Cole had some words. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, this is in Hopland. This is a major Pomo village area, especially on Felix Creek. I mean, the project needs to be surveyed, and there are plenty of archaeologists. The list is 5 pages long with the California Historic, CHRIS, California Historic Information System. So you just have to go on CHRIS, and there's 4 pages of archaeologists. So when he says they can't find an archaeologist, I doubt that.
Well, we didn't spare no expense to make sure we could, I mean, we went with people who were local and who could get here.
Given the discovery clause that is in effect for archaeological projects, the development of the vineyard as well as the houses would have required disclosure of any archaeological artifacts found. Given that those units found nothing, the only areas that were left that were not previously surveyed were the areas which the committee, which Mr. Cole was not present on, looked at, which was the area that was potentially shown on an application with Fish and Wildlife for a cannabis grow permit. And those were the areas that we asked the current archaeologist to review. In her opinion, that is what she put out in the 2025 archaeological survey.
Okay, so let's survey that. How many acres is that?
That is what the archaeological survey is.
Is that what you're calling the study area, those
Yes.
2 boxes?
And I'm looking at the survey now, Bill, if you can hear me, and it looks like the study findings and recommendations. The findings found 2 cultural resources were identified within the project area as a result of the survey. It has survey area numbers, the extent, Felice Creek Dam, and a set of numbers. An older dam believed to be the remains of another dam. And copies of the full Department of Parks and Recreation 523 forms are included in Appendix B.
That's the old survey.
Yeah, that's the 2020.
That's the dam.
That's the dam.
The dam survey, yes, and that's just, that's what I
And
found
so-
under findings
and so-
recommendations.
The Borough, is that her name? Yeah. Borough survey were these 2 areas that you're calling study area. I accept the fact that those were surveyed. My problem, I guess, is that there's this large area that doesn't even agree with drawing the line at the creek, and I don't want land to be assumed to have been surveyed when it hasn't been, because that was not really the area that was looked at. You have to be pretty specific about what's been surveyed and what hasn't been, and I mean, I'm looking at a map that's really large, and actually it cuts off at the creek, and then only 2 small areas within that were actually looked at by an archaeologist. So I just want all this to be very, very clear about what's actually been legally surveyed, and not, well, they did a survey and it covered 500 acres.
Can you tell
in
me
that area.
what grounds you have for requiring a survey in the first place? This is no development involved in a general plan change and rezone.
Mark Kleiser, Senior Planning here. So we have a discretionary permit here, and as such, we can recommend these to agencies, responsible agencies. With a general plan amendment and rezoning, the potential to create more parcels exists and therefore more development. This is the only opportunity we have to look at this land and determine if there are any archaeological resources on it. So that's why we're
Couldn't you
doing this.
require that if he did a minor subdivision?
Pardon me?
Couldn't that come back to this committee if he were to subdivide?
Yes, it could. Yes.
It's not the only.
So then, this is not the only time that you can make that requirement. If it were to be subdivided, you would then have an opportunity to make a requirement for more survey.
It wasn't clear what area needed to be studied. We just got do a study. So first we tried to find somebody to do the whole area. Everybody was like, that's crazy, that can't be what they mean. So we're like, okay, we'll do what, we tried to fulfill what seemed to be the concern of the committee, which was that he might do cannabis. He had a permit with Fish and Wildlife to potentially do cannabis. So we just gave him that area, and that's what we studied. I mean, we tried to comply.
Actually made them do the whole area that's undeveloped.
Shelby has her hand raised. Yeah.
Go ahead, Shelby.
Hello, Shelby Miller, project planner here. So while if this, if the project site, in the future would want to be subdivided, yes, you'd have to do a discretionary permit, which would require more Archaeological Commission and or studies, potentially. However, if you were to develop houses or anything that is like ministerial, which would just be a building permit, nothing discretionary, then you would not need to do any more archaeological review. So that is why at this moment we wanted to, it's actually required to do archaeological review because it is a discretionary permit. So that's why.
We are allowed to do building permits in rangeland and
It's not any different.
There is no difference between the ability to build a house, a barn, or anything in rangeland and as opposed to ag.
We could put up an ag exempt barn anywhere right now and it would count this committee, and so why is the rezone triggering that?
Right, and that's what Mark explained. This is the opportunity to be able to request the survey conducted.
So you're saying that because you're saying that there's potential for a minor subdivision, so therefore you're going to make us do a survey when that is a condition of the survey.
It's also part of CEQA of state and as well as assembly bills that we need to abide by.
Yes, and there's also uses that are allowed in particular zones that are ministerial and not discretionary depending upon the zone they're in.
And that's why you ask us to survey the area where the cannabis permit potentially could be issued. And that's what we did.
But you can also, you can build anywhere on the site, and that's why we are asking you to do a archaeological review prior to building anything else on the site.
We can build anywhere on the site now.
Correct.
How does a
But you're under a
rezone
discretionary
trigger your ability to do that?
I guess my
The change
question
of
is, what's
zone
the site?
allows for additional uses.
But not anything that's gonna disturb it any more than what we could do now.
The area
It doesn't make
that
sense.
is outside of the existing vineyard and developed housing area is river wash from Phalis Creek. The evulsive movement of Phalis Creek will have washed whatever may have been there downstream and what may currently be found in that area that would have been in the creek bed would have accreted from anything upstream. So the likelihood of anything being originally from that site because of the creek, I think you'll have to agree, is probably unlikely.
Commissioner Cole? You're muted. You're still muted. We can't hear you. Commissioner Cole, if you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself.
Yeah, there we go.
We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, Hopland is a historically and prehistorically heavily populated area by Pomo Indians. There are dozens and dozens of village sites with graveyards, etc. This is the only chance we have to survey this area. If it's going to go from range to agriculture, it should be surveyed. We want to preserve those. We don't want village sites being destroyed or grave sites being spread around. And just because there's a river that's meandered around, it doesn't mean that subsurface deposits aren't there. And you get a good archaeologist to do the survey, that'll take care of everything.
But what does everything mean?
It sounds like the original request was to have the entire parcels surveyed.
Where does it, I mean, we got no clear direction on that
fortune.
and tried to do that again. Yeah, that's extremely expensive.
And
Most of it's already been developed. None of it is any, again, we can put an this is a non-development permit. And that's the thing, we're talking about we could put a barn up or anything we want now. He has no plans to do this. He's rezoning to try to get financing so he can make money because his grapes don't make money anymore. This shouldn't even be here in the first place. It's a rezone. There's no development tied to this. And there's negligible difference between what you can do on a rangeland parcel versus an ag parcel. We can do the same intensity of development right now.
Okay, and I have Shelby who wishes to comment. Go ahead, Shelby.
Hi, this is project planner Shelby Miller here again. I just wanted to make note that, if we come to a determination today, we can also potentially, continue this item to a different day if needed. But if we come to a determination today that the applicant or agent disagrees with, there's that opportunity to appeal that decision as well with the Board of Supervisors. That's all.
Can you please give us a copy of the staff report?
I do not have the staff report prepared at this time because, I have it half done. It's a draft, and I unfortunately don't give out the staff report in a draft form as it's not publicly available for everyone. But I can provide like something else if needed.
Excuse me, but we're having a public hearing with no staff report?
The hearing packet, is that what you're asking for? Yes, we can.
A hearing packet is definitely available.
We have it. I have it available electronically.
Can you show us where you gave us any notice that this meeting was even going to be heard?
Absolutely.
Because
we have an agenda and
we received nothing in writing.
Yeah, but
we received nothing. At this point, this project has been reviewed since at least April. We got through the issue of the fact that originally the staff report suggested that the entirety of the ownership of Falish Creek Vineyards was part and portion of the general plan rezone request, which it was not. It was only the portion which is easterly of the center line of the creek. We were told we needed to have a survey. We got the copy of the survey from Sonoma State University, which in fact was done by the party who made the suggestion that a survey be done. That survey was not accepted. We were told that we were concerned about the area where the potential uses that were not ministerial, i.e. the ag cannabis site, needed to be surveyed. The preponderance of the rest of the site is already developed. It has been developed with vineyards, houses, ponds, and so therefore we surveyed what we represented as being the area that could be subject to a cannabis permit. We gave that information to the commission through Shelby. So
Anything we do is covered by discovery. I mean,
the same information was given to the archaeologist to survey.
Okay.
I just feel like we're
I think
set
I
up
have
for
a
failure.
solution.
It's just.
I think I have a solution.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Bill.
We survey where the cannabis is gonna go. And we request the owner to get the known archaeological site records that have been identified on that property.
We've done that, Bill.
And request that if there are other sites on the property in the areas that have been developed, we request that no further development occur at those site locations. So number one, we survey where the cannabis is gonna go, and then we find out for the total property, if there are known sites on the total property, that we request that the owner of the property avoid any further disturbances of those locations. It's very simple.
Well, Bill, it's already been surveyed in a couple of areas, so that might have already happened. I mean, they had somebody come in and survey. Eileen Barrow, that business. I'm not real happy with the map she's got that shows the study area. It just looks like two black boxes on, USG. I mean, and compared to how large this is, I guess my concern is not that I don't want to accept the survey. It's that I don't want areas that haven't been looked at to be considered that somebody did look at them.
Yes.
So if we could just define what was surveyed, and it sounds like that might be the only areas that you're interested in. I just don't want it to be.
That you were interested in.
Well, and again, I want to correct, you keep saying where the cannabis is going to go. He's not even sure he's going to do cannabis. This is just, if he did, that's where it's going to go. That's where he's open.
It just bothers me that the maps are not legitimately or
we can give you
accurately telling me what.
Unfortunately, we're not privy to what you have. So
yeah, well, that's why he was asking for.
And
it appears that these maps are being prepared by
They're available to the
planning
public.
staff.
We just don't have them printed out at this time, other than the one you have there.
I'm a little aghast that we're having a public hearing and there's no package for the applicant.
It's not even in order anymore.
It's made available to the public 10 days before the meeting.
No, they're not.
Excuse me, we weren't
Excuse
even
me, not the
notified
surveys.
that this meeting
Not the
was going to
surveys,
occur.
the hearing, and the hearing packet that is available.
We didn't get notice of the hearing even. So
No, we actually didn't. But where's the packet available? Because I couldn't find it.
On our website.
Where it's
Under commissions, it's, I can show you.
I mean, I found the agenda. That was the only.
So as an applicant, we're required to find out, run every month to see if we're on an agenda, and then also dig up the package. There's no requirement that the applicant be given a copy of what the hearing is about.
For that, I will refer to your planner, Shelby Miller. Our agendas, our hearing packets, with the exception of anything containing an archaeological report, are available to the public ahead of 10 days before the date of the meetings. They're on our website, public
Yeah, and all I
view.
could find was the agenda. I looked for it. I did not see a hearing packet online.
I can actually share my screen gladly and show you.
It's a pretty extensive report. I'm looking at 78 pages. However, ultimately the bottom line is these are recommendations. You are encouraged to be able to provide the information that's being requested. to the commission as to your planner. This all is helpful for the, the process of the project, in this case, the rezoning. As Shelby mentioned earlier, you are welcome to appeal the decision of the commission.
Takes longer than coming back here, and that's what this is all
They're your
about.
options, and you have options.
Well, I think it's already been
Well, we
previously
have other
stated
options
by
too.
this lady here. We gave to the archaeologist the map of the area that potentially would have possibly been developed for ag cannabis use. She used that to develop the survey that she did. That was what we were requested to do. The other known site has already been given to the Archaeological Commission. That was the site for
The
Bayless
dams.
Creek.
Yeah, the dams.
That's the only two known sites that there are. There is no site found in the cannabis area, only the one on the bridge, or for the
Dams.
the dam. So it would appear that what Mr. Cole has requested has been completed. What you evidently don't have comfort with is, because of the size of the map she showed,
Quality of her mapping.
that
yeah.
it complies with what we and everybody sent, which was what was on the cannabis site. So what we can do is get her to confirm that in fact what she surveyed was on the cannabis site, which was what everybody was talking about, being the area that is subject to a non-discretionary use.
For me, if we had the map that was shown with the red line that shut everything off at the, I mean, as far as I can tell, this area is not even really
no,
relevant,
not
okay?
No,
But that's
even
not
part of
on
it.
any of our
It's a
maps.
separate parcel.
And this is not adequate to me, so if her map could be placed on here so we have a better idea of what was actually surveyed, because it's just, I'm surprised that she,
I didn't see that map, I would have probably tried. to do
The
that.
map
It would've
that you're
been nice
referring to here, this area photograph, the issue of this map was resolved in April.
I remember discussing the fact with
And
you
it
guys
doesn't.
that you said, no, it doesn't go over on to the other side of the
Never
creek.
has been.
So I don't know
Never was.
why it's in this packet.
Well,
I would be happy with the map that showed the red line saying, you know, this is actually the land that we're talking about with the parcels. You had parcel
so
numbers.
if we were to superimpose
And then this, where's this on that?
that onto the map of the general plan application, not this map that is erroneous and has been since the beginning, we will resubmit that and also have her show the area where the dam was, and
clear
provide you
depiction.
with a copy of the application or the request with Fish and Wildlife, which was predicated this request for the survey, because it is a non-discretionary permit. We'll bring that back next month, and hopefully then we've satisfied Mr. Cole.
I want to I feel like it's basically impossible to comply. I want to know exactly what we have to do to
Okay.
get through this committee, and I want it in writing, and I want to say we did this and this, because, I mean, we tried last time, and we
Spent a
just
lot of
come
money.
back, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I really don't think you guys can
Um,
legally even do this,
So
because you
the-
can't just throw out vague, like, do a study and then make us guess, and then we're wrong and we have to come back over and over.
I would propose to continue this item and have your staff planner provide you with a list of,
Make your motion and we'll appeal it.
Wait, actually, I'm sorry, 1 second. The director may come in for assistance, just an FYI, and I'd appreciate if we waited on this until this happened.
of course, we'll give her.
Thank you.
We'll give her a few seconds, sure. She's probably on
I
her way here.
haven't seen that survey myself.
You're welcome to use this if you'd like.
Not much to it. I've messed up the paper so badly, I'm trying to put myself back in. According to her notes, she surveyed about an acre, and it took her a half an hour. Or 0.5 person hours, to me, that's a half.
That's not what we instructed her to do.
I mean,
We gave her a copy of the map that was.
She went to, it was way more than an acre.
well, this is her
Yeah.
synopsis. You know, scope, around 1 acre, field hours, 0.5 person hours. Results, none.
Is that the entire site, or is that just one of the areas?
There was 2 spots she went and looked at.
Yeah, she's got 2 spots on here.
Yeah.
Yes, well, that's only one there.
We have our director here.
I think she's referring to both on that.
Yeah, so it just sounded like there was a couple different options being tossed around here, and I'm sorry I missed some of the initial discussion. But I just wanted to make sure I understood correctly what your concerns were, and then can try to help to guide some of the discussion here as well. So
there's two archaeological reports. I don't have any problem with the older one. It was looking at an old dam that was on Felice Creek.
It's Phalis, it's not Felice.
Phalis,
Some
sorry.
people-
This map is not an accurate map. This part of the project apparently is not even on the table. It only didn't cross the creek. Okay?
That's the way it's been since it was submitted?
This is the survey that came, this is the map that came with the archaeological survey, but that's it. It doesn't, it's not on this scale, so you can't
Understood.
really tell where that is.
understood.
And now they're telling me, her synopsis is that it was around an acre, and it was 0.5 person hours, and they're saying that's not right at all.
No, there was 2 sites surveyed.
So it's just, you know, how do you accept the fact that it wasn't surveyed according to her report and according to the map that?
According to the report that you have, now that's not necessarily the report she did. We're finding that there's a lack of delivery of information here. We didn't get notice of the meeting. We didn't get a package.
What is the date on the report that you submitted?
This is August 26th,
Sounds about right.
2025. And it's a very thorough,
Yeah.
and she's got a lot of, she had contacted a lot of Native American groups. That's what most of this is. And
Yeah, this would look to be relatively, I mean, August 26th, that would jive with
yeah.
today's agenda. So this is the report then.
The environmental setting it's very simple. And then there's a lot of what they call boilerplate, prehistoric, you know, they go back and you can use it for any report that in the area that you do about the prehistoric.
So I think the request would be whether or not, if I'm understanding correctly, wanting to see the map that shows that study area be more blown up. So that way you
Exactly.
can see how it relates to the remainder of the property. Is that something that, as
That's-
the applicants, you'd be able to accomplish?
Well,
I mean, I can draw it on that map in front of you
No,
right now.
it would need to come
But
from
I-
the archaeologist.
But I want to
what we
make
can do
sure
is
that's
we
going to
can
be
get
enough.
the archaeologist to confirm that that's what she.
So you hired her and you paid her.
Yes.
Then you should tell her that her report is not acceptable and it needs to be improved.
The map needs to be improved. The
Well,
report
a
is-
lot of things about it. She doesn't have much in the way of her methods or she doesn't say, you know, she doesn't say what transit she walked or whether she looked at any subsurface things. I mean, as far as I can tell.
She needs to move.
I
It's
think,
written down that
I
we
think
deliver.
my suggestion would be that for this item, so that way the application can, the applicants can have some direction to, is that perhaps the commission considers continuing this item with direction to the applicant on what type of materials or additional supplemental items should be submitted to demonstrate to the commission that the site was sufficiently surveyed. And there are some, I think, standards as well for archaeological surveys. We're happy to share those as well.
We need to
Yeah.
know exactly
Yeah.
what we need to do to comply.
And I think we could hear from.
Will be the 4th continuance of this.
I
And
understand.
some of that is because we're not getting clear direction. We're trying to comply with vague directions and just kind of guessing.
So let's try to
It's
maybe
not-
zero in on that additional direction. So if I can, and it looks like we may have lost Commissioner Hull.
He said he
online.
had to leave earlier.
So I think what we would be able to do is let's focus on what are the items that you would like to see better spelled out. And then I would recommend that you consider the continuation of the project, even to possibly just the next agenda, the next available agenda, to have that information come back.
We're gonna need the criteria that she needs to meet and what we need to do to satisfy that as soon as possible so we can get.
Well, and I
because-
think what we can do is provide you what the criteria is, but then really it's the professional archaeologist that
She
would
should
need
know
to go
the-
ahead and prepare that report to
Well, I
satisfy that
assume she
criteria.
does know, and she is a licensed archaeologist, but you're saying it's not good enough. I just want to,
Well-
what can we tell her? I can't go back and say do better. I mean, what she
If
have to
I'm
do?
not mistaken, I think what I heard is that you want this report to reflect what we all thought she was supposed to be doing, and that is the area that was on the application for Fish and Wildlife for the cannabis potential development. And to have that area depicted in the report and on a map, which was reflected on the overall scope of this project.
And I'd like, if part of this, part of your land is not part of this project, it shouldn't be on this.
This was done by
Sure.
staff that was not done
So-
by the applicant.
So if I made these maps, these show the extent of the full parcel boundaries, but may not be the.
It's
not.
not
and
the
it may
parcel
be-
boundary,
for
it's
this
an
one, it may
erroneous
be-
parcel map.
Oh, well then we'll definitely get that corrected.
Yeah, because
And-
they're
and-
not crossing the creek, so.
And that's been the case since it was the
Then we'll,
application was made.
I
that
just,
sounds like something we can correct internally as well.
because you
I
don't
mean-
want to, years down the road, say, well, that was surveyed and they didn't find anything. When actually nobody
Yeah,
put a foot on it.
yeah.
Well, we put a foot on it because we
Well,
developed it,
well,
and if
but
there was any
I mean,
archaeological
archaeologically,
sites, it would have been,
archaeologically.
based on the discovery clause, it would have been
But I mean, I
Disclose.
really want whatever we have to do and bring back next time in writing, so we're not going like we are now, what did we ask for and what did we do? I need to say, this is what you asked for and this is what we did, so.
And we also have a recommended format and content for archaeological survey reports that we can share with you for your
Okay,
archaeologists. Make sure Shelby gets that over to you.
okay.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to continue this item for the following meeting.
Are you a planner?
I am.
So the archaeological committee, aren't they the ones that make these decisions?
The planning staff still participates
Yeah.
as well.
Because I don't know
Staff
the
is a
laws
voter?
behind it. I'm sorry?
Yes.
Planning staff that votes on these things,
Yes, it's the director or designee.
and that's in the code.
It is.
I might be
And
back
planning
next
staff
month,
and the
or might be
director
bankrupt,
is
to be
a
honest.
qualified archaeologist, and so therefore you
Guys are
can
killing
make
me.
these decisions.
Sorry, come again?
I'm sorry.
I say you're a qualified archaeologist, and so therefore you can make these decisions.
It's just how the code is written, but the Archaeological Commission makeup, as I'm sure you're aware, has a variety of different members that participate, and there is an archaeologist that is on the commission as well, that's Commissioner Cole.
Well, and I'm
She's
a
a-
professional
Yes.
archaeologist
Yeah.
too. But I don't know what the laws are concerning impacts and zoning and things like that, so we need
Right.
that
Yeah,
full
of course.
picture,
Mhm.
Of course.
you know?
Make a motion.
Well, they're trying to.
I don't think you've done anything, I mean, I have sympathy for your confusion about it, and I'm irritated at just how things aren't consistent, but as it's been pointed out, this is not a big priority for the public about archaeological things, and so this is our chance to have some influence on what is
Right.
destroyed in this state.
It's understandable, it's just, these, when you're trying to do what he's trying to do, where he's losing money on his grapes, and he's about to leave the county, And every month, that's a month without revenue. I mean, I can't go a month without a paycheck. I don't know about
I
everybody else. I
understand.
mean, that's a really big deal.
And these things aren't cheap, by the way.
But the bottom line
So
is.
delays are a really big deal.
Appreciate
Continuing is a big deal.
your desire to have this survey that was recently done in August match what we thought we were supposed to be giving you, which was the stuff that came from Fish and Wildlife, and to have that demonstrated on the map of the site that is under consideration, that is properly drawn.
So this is another example of a survey that was done. And it's got a million ways that you can locate.
That's done by the county of Mendocino. That's not a.
Well, I see what you mean about that map. I mean, I draw maps.
Yeah,
all
I
the
don't have a
time.
problem with
It's
getting
just
the
a
map
little
done.
I don't know why you would
The
even
map that
generate
you
that
got
map that
is
you
not
did.
correct.
Right.
Yeah, I literally gave her the map that I filed with my LSA. That's final. So that's where I'm gonna, if I
That's
do
the map
anything, where
that
it's
we-
gonna be.
Yeah, and it just doesn't appear that that made that
Yeah,
into the report.
so exactly.
So it may be a really,
But
really simple cleanup
I
item.
submitted that when I submitted it with the report though, that map specifically.
But that,
I know, it
within
wasn't
the
in her,
archaeologist's
gotcha.
report, yeah. So I think that's the key component, is that we need to see that it reflects that.
It's a cleanup.
Yeah, it's a cleanup, but I think that still would be coming back. It sounds like that's something that could be done relatively quickly at the next meeting.
Schedule at the next meeting and
Mhm.
we'll get, yes.
So that would
If
be
I
my
may?
suggestion,
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. If I may, I'll make a motion to continue this item, and that is case GP 2024-0002 to the next Archaeological Commission meeting, which is scheduled.
November 12th.
I'm sorry?
November 12th.
November 12th, yes. Thank you, Shelby. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, make a motion and roll call, and Commissioner.
Aye.
Thank you. And staff agrees. Thank you.
So I have one question. When do I have to have that information in by?
I would say the sooner the better, if you could get that over to Shelby.
But like,
What's
is there
our
a date?
deadline?
Is there a job? Because I was told there's a date.
It's generally 2 weeks ahead.
We were still working on this application last night at 5 o'clock.
Well, anyway, I just, we need to know when we have.
Yes, so it'd be 2 weeks prior to that hearing date, so that would put you right at October 29th.
Okay.
And today's the 8th, so it's about 20 days.
And if for some reason you need additional time, you just reach out to staff and they can mark that for continuance to the next available.
I know you want to get it resolved.
Yeah. Understood, yeah.
And now, will we be given any type of written notice? of
Yes,
this?
you will, yes.
We didn't.
Well, and I'll check with,
I can check your addresses again, or I can certify mail them, because I know in the past you haven't received them either.
Well,
Yes.
the first time you had the wrong town. You're
Sending of the honeydew.
yeah, so I think let's verify that after the meeting here to make sure we have the correct addresses for all of you guys, because we do send those
445 North
notices in
State Street
advance.
is-
I've gotten them before, but I just didn't get them
Well,
this
at
time.
least has to go to the owner. I mean, if it doesn't-
Don't worry, I'll have the 12th circled.
Okay.
And we'll move on to our item number 5.
We have an item number 5?
Oh,
Sure.
no matters from staff.
Sorry, thought we had another.
No matters from
Okay.
staff.
No matters from
No
staff.
matters from staff.
I do wish to just give the commission and commissioners a heads up that it looks like we may be agendizing.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Apologies, I'm in the terrible seat here for you guys to be able to get out the door, so.
Thank you. This may come up for the following meeting, or either it's November's or possibly December's. It sounds like staff met with archaeological and visual resources consultants last week, and there was a question raised regarding the etymological differences between archaeological resources and cultural resources. So that, again, this is just a kind of a heads up that this may be agendized for the next month or December's meeting.
And somebody's going to have information on that for us?
Yes, we will.
Yes,
Oh,
we'll
okay.
have a senior staffing as well as the consultants. They will be invited to participate in this meeting. Okay, and with that, we'll move on to item 6, matters from the commission. Any matters from the commission? Does not appear we do. And matters from the public. And we only have, it looks like Valerie, no comments. And this, we adjourn the meeting. And this is, it's at 4:23 p.m. The long one. And thank you. We'll see you next month.